Hey, so, um, I don't know why I insist on making videos when I look awful. But I'm sick now, so kind of have an excuse this time. Um, I've decided to actually take a different approach on these vlogs now. So I think one, use my forces for good and give more of like, not really tips, but kind of like a video that has more purpose than just like listing what I did that day in random accounts. So this one is going to be the conference stuff. So not really like what I've done at the conference, but just kind of like what it's like to be at a conference, any tips that I took away from it, anything that could help you, and networking goodness. So um, maybe some good techniques too. So I'll go through that, and then at the end, I think I'm gonna have a better. I got inspired today, right? So after watching all of The Bachelor, actually I'm just missing Nick and Rachel's season. After watching all that, Caitlin Bristow, one of the best bachelorettes, maybe actually she is the best bachelorette, um, has a podcast. So I listened to that today, and it was like an hour and a half long. And I was kind of not bummed, but I was like, wow, like I'm kind of wasting my time, like actually focusing, listening to this, and doing my work. Um, but I got something out of it, and that was just uh, to like structure things better, I guess. So she has this thing at the end that's kind of like her Caitlin's confessional booth, and they do like a confession. They do something else at the end that I forget. So I think for my ending now, I'm gonna do kind of like a highlights of the day. So like all the good things that were all the good things that happened to me or um, just happened in general uh, for that day, and that to me, I just repeated myself, whatever. So I'm gonna do that, and then I think, oh, something new that I've tried that day, and what I'm excited about next. So that's how I'm gonna end these now. And it's kind of a good like diary entry, I guess, for me too, just to end my day on a good note. Um, it's more of like a therapeutic thing for me. So, because mental health is important. Um, so let's go into the conference details, our tips. Um, if you've never been to a conference before, I'm not really sure that there really are any more for the fall, at least for societal organizations. Sweet and Ship had theirs. I think PMES had theirs too. The Nesby one, oh, and Stace had theirs earlier. Nesby has theirs in the spring. Um, yeah, but if you've never been to one, it's highly recommended because you meet so many people from companies that you dream of working for. Big companies come and they're really like rooting for you on both, for SWE on the women empowerment side and then SHIP for trying to propel Hispanics forward. Everybody's trying to help you. So meeting everyone and then getting their contact info, following up. Um, and then when they say, well, sometimes, like, if they really like you, right, they'll say, hey, like, when you apply, send me your rec number. Because they're really rooting for you and they want to submit you for that position because they feel like they know you. Um, so once you get that, like, you really do. Like, you have to apply. And it keeps you kind of on a timeline, sorry, on a timeline, too, because following up is a process. And that takes time. I did that today. And then um, once you say like in your follow up, like, hey, I'm gonna send you this other thing that I'm making in addition to my resume. I'm gonna send it to you next week. Like you have to do it by next week because you told them that you're gonna do it. And it holds you accountable for a lot of things. So also really helpful to you. Um, when you're at workshops, a lot of them have workshops. It's obviously looks really good to take notes, but not just doing things to look good. Um, do them because you care, because you want to take away, because you want to keep what they're telling you. And I still have my notes from like the Sweet Conference 2014, the first time I went. And that all those tips are still valuable. Like you might tailor your workshop schedule to how you are now. So for me, I think we went to maybe just one workshop from the ship conference, just because more things are geared towards um, not graduating people, but like they're just kind of things that you've either already heard about, or I don't know, you just are more focused on the career fair part, and like the actual, like, I'm looking for a full-timeness and in like the act applying and really meeting the reps that you want to meet, rather than go to workshops that are hosted by other companies. You want to go to workshops that are hosted by the companies that you're interested in. Um, but then sometimes there are really good workshops that you really want to go to, so do them. Uh, So yeah, so my experience is more full time, went to the career fair, went to all the workshops that the top three companies that I liked went to, and really made connections with the people, talked to. Like I gave a lot of time to like going to the workshop, but then leaving time to speak to the panelists afterwards, on the workshop, and then making the connection that way. And then just leaving a lot of schedule time open for, on the spot interviews or scheduled interviews or just prep time for the interview. Um, so yeah, a lot of just time blocks have to go into that, especially when you're going for full time, which is me now. So let's see what else happened or could help you with. Mm, oh, conference wear. So at the Sweet conference, I think it was a little more casual, where I saw, those like Old Navy pixie pants, and I think those are kind of acceptable for the biz cash stuff, and maybe not for business formal when you're going to the career fair day when you're supposed to be in a full suit. Those pants are nice, but like I think it's still more on the casual side. But there were some things that were just kind of a stretch. I'm pretty sure I saw jeans. I'm pretty sure I saw blue leggings. Like that's not acceptable. Google it. Quick Google what to wear to a career fair. Google business formal. Google business suit. Ask somebody at the store, what do I wear for an interview, for a career fair? Everyone knows it's a full suit. Get a jacket, whatever shirt underneath, one that's not see-through, one that's not like low to cover your cleavage, to cover your chest, whatever. Um, yeah, put that in and make sure it's not like hanging over, like under, like behind. What is that? Below. There we go. Below your jacket. Make sure your jacket isn't like, you see these sleeves, like should be there, shouldn't be like out here. And I feel like that's kind of more of an issue for guys, just because sometimes guys are more lanky, whereas girls, I don't know, the jackets are tailored better, I think. It was actually really hard to find a cute jacket. And not cute like fashionable, cute like doesn't look like I'm going to a funeral cute. Um, Standards have dropped for that. So, yeah, and then business pants. There's a section for business pants. And when you look at business casual stuff, that's usually the same amount, like same pants, except for the ones that are like kind of tight. I get that there's like a modern fit, there's like tight ankle fit so you can wear flats. I get that. That's fine, but I don't know, it shouldn't be too tight where it could be mistaken that you're actually going out and not go. Like you should be identified as someone who's going for an interview or career fair when you're wearing your business suit, or going to work, I guess, if you're, I don't know, work environments are different. Some places are casual, but if you're going to work on like Wall Street, imagine that in like a full suit. That's what you should wear. Because you're really like dressing to impress. This is their first impression of you. It's not like, oh, like, yeah, but they'll understand if I spilled this ketchup on me. They'll understand if I want, like, I don't know, if you wore a different shade of pants and that's your style. I get that, but like you still need to make this really good first impression in a clean sense. You want to come off clean and organized. And if you're not clean and organized, like I suggest working on that. But that's what you want to come off as, because that's what you want to be, because that's what companies look for. You don't want a slob working for you. So it's a little tidbit on dress wear. Oh yeah, so the suite conference was a little more casual on that. I don't know if it was just more acceptable. And it wasn't like all girls, it wasn't a fashion thing. There were actually a lot of guys at the conference, which shocked me. I'm gonna say I saw like 60% girls, 40% guys at the conference, which is a whole other, not issue, but like kind of complaint. Um, Not really sure who to bring that up to, but I do want to bring it up to somebody. And then the ship conference was straight suits, like all suits all the time. And I thought at least for the workshops before the hospitality suites, before the career fair would be more business casual. Like no, everybody was in suits all the time. And that was kind of a shock thing to me, um, because I wasn't expecting it. And I didn't wear my jacket the one day. Still the pants, still a nice shirt, but no jacket. So something to keep in mind. You know, if you're the only one not wearing a jacket, it might feel a little weird. You could own it still, and then wear a jacket the next day, which I did. But these things happen. Um, Footwear. Ladies, I am so sorry. I am sorry for myself. My feet hurt so much. From the SWE conference, from the SHIP conference. I think the SHIP conference more. Not because of the lines or anything, but just because it was like the second week in a row that I was doing it, and just the balls of my feet hurt. Like, it sucks to be on high heels all the time. It sucks to be short. Like, if you're tall and you can wear flats, I'm so happy for you. I'm so jealous. I mean, I like being short, but still, it sucks to wear high heels all the time. I even like switched like I would bring another pair of high heels to switch into so that like the pain I felt from one was gone, but then I had pain for another one, but it was a different kind of pain, so it was a little bit better. It was just different, I guess. I don't know. So, but heels, don't wear the booties that you go out to and bring to the club, or the ones that you, I don't know, go to the mall with. Like those are some casual booties. They're suede, they're leather, they have like a thick uh heel portion. Like that's not what you want. Like you should wear heels like either professional nice flats. The pointy toe ones are pretty. Some people prefer the like ballet ones, which is fine if it works with the outfit. But those high heel ones that are on like the really annoying heel, not thick, not helping you. Yeah, those are the ones you need to wear for this business formal. Let's see. If so, these conferences had like a bag that they gave us, the SWE and the SHIP one, that you could put stuff in. So each day I brought like extra pair of shoes, a pen, a snack if I remembered, a water bottle because it's hard to get water anywhere, especially when you're waiting for things, a notepad, my portfolio obviously with a lot of copies of my resume. Let's see. Oh, for my interview, I had a portfolio, so I put it in a nice little container there. Not container, folder, manila folder. Something nice with my name on it that I could present to the interviewer. Let's see, what else did I bring? I brought headphones, but I didn't use them. You know, if you wanted some peace of quiet before you're interviewing. Oh, a few of the times I brought my laptop, which sucked because this thing is huge. If you've seen me, you've seen my laptop. This thing is huge. So I had to carry that around for some interview prep, and the charger, obviously. Oh, my phone charger I brought. Let's see. I brought my makeup bag because one day I was running out of time, so I just brought the bag with me to put on makeup there. But you could also bring it to like touch up your makeup, I guess, because we were there for like long periods of time. It was like workshop in the morning, career fair during the day. That was the one day that was like workshop in the morning, career fair in the middle. We had to get food at some point because it wasn't enough time to go back to our hotel and then get food and then go back. So we just left from the conference and went back. And then hospitality suite at night, which ended at like 10. So all day. So makeup bag, optional. What else did I bring? That might have been it. Oh, we had our tag, right? Don't lose your badge. It was like a $75 replacement fee. I think that was it. Try to leave some space for stuff. Sometimes people give you stuff. Companies love giving out free stuff, free advertisement. So take it, save room for it. Oh, the extra shoes, of course. I brought extra socks. One day I got to bring sneakers. That was nice because it was the end of the conference. So as soon as I was done, it was ready. Oh, an extra shirt. Hear this for like conference and for work. Like some people bring an extra jacket or an extra shirt in their locker or whatever space in their office in case you spill anything on yourself, which is totally common for me. So brought an extra shirt. Uh, yeah, I think that was it. Money, cash. Uh, yeah, so that was it for the bag. Let's see. Oh, back to the workshop, right? So you're taking notes for yourself. Like it's really for you. It could be as scribbled as you want, but it's really like something you want to take away from it. Um, but when you're taking notes, one, if you could like have a skill to write at the same time that you're looking at someone to listen, it looks really good. I've definitely gotten a lot of compliments at work from co-op about they're like, oh, like how can you still write and listen to me? But like in a good sense, they're like, I'm amazed. I was like, I don't know, it's just kind of a skill I've acquired and just kept going with it. But it looks really good because you're still paying attention, you're still getting the words down, but you're giving them your. It looks like you're giving them your full attention, which like, you still are. It's still all on the same topic, but you're looking at them, which makes it more of a direct contact, which is really nice for bosses and anyone you really interact with. So yeah, when you're doing that, when you're sitting in the workshop, so me and Cassandra sat front row the first time. We were the first people in line because we were pretty late for the hospitality suite the night before. So we were like, and it took us forever to get in, and we didn't get to talk to um, the position people that we wanted to because there were just really long lines. It was a really busy hospitality suite. So the next day, same company did a workshop that we really liked, and so we were like an hour early. We were the first people in line, the first people in line. Worth it though. Um, so we went front row, and it was a good experience to sit there and really give. You know that you're gonna give your full attention, but I don't know. Sitting in the front row is like an even better experience because there's nothing else in the way. There's nobody's head. There's no distractions. There's no like thinking like if you want to raise your hand or anything. There's no thinking about other people who like you just don't think about everybody else who's behind you because you're not looking at them. So it's really nice to be in the front row, do it when you can, uh, and be bold enough to do it. Um, so yeah, and then sitting there, like one of the panelists was speaking, like they like spoke to my soul. Like I swear, to you, they looked right at me and were like giving me this advice to me. I felt it, and there were like 100+ people uh at this workshop. But he was looking at me, and it's like touching. So yeah, so do that. What else? Every time you go to talk to a company, like look at some stuff. I know you like sometimes just want to wing it, but you never know when you're gonna be for an on the going for an on the spot interview. You never know when they ask you like why this company or why are you a good fit or what do you like about this company? Like those are common questions. So you need to know the like always answer that to yourself. Write it down in like your notes that you're prepping to talk to this like before you're even not prepping for an interview, but like prepping before you like go up to someone and speak to them um like about the company. So yeah, really anytime, all the time, just always be prepared. That was a lot for the career fair and a lot for the hospitality suites, even though the hospitality suites is more like a mingle and trying to get to know everybody and trying to like describe the positions that are open. Like you still want to be informed about the company before you talk to them. And then you also want to be informed about you. It's a lot of like soul searching. So just take some time to like kind of really decide what roles you want to go for, like what you're looking for and what roles have those things that you're looking for. So if you're looking for more of a technical challenge, like engineering, right? So if you're looking for more of a technical challenge, like what roles pertain to that? And those are the ones that you want to mention. And once you're more specific to the recruiters, like they know that you're serious, and that looks really good. Let's see. Oh, something I should have done, and like it's not really like a conference heavy thing, but like just in general, it came up on The Bachelor too. But or the podcast that I was listening to, um, fix your phone screen. Like my phone screen's cracked. That doesn't look good when if a recruiter's like, oh, take my number down or take my information down, and I'm sitting here on my phone like with this cracked ass screen. That doesn't look good. So I probably should have done that before. No regrets, but trying to like hide my screen a little bit. But it looks better if you get that fixed as soon as you can. Uh, let's see what else. So notes where I wish I like wrote down notes of what I was gonna say. I'm really just thinking on the fly. Let's see. Eating habits. Let's go to that. Every day, me and Cassandra like didn't eat breakfast, went to the career fair, the conference or whatever was scheduled that day. Left halfway like in the empty spots that we had. Got dinner, which was like a big barbecue meal, like in between lunch and dinner, and we were so full that we didn't eat anything else for the rest of the day. Those are not healthy habits. Um, it was just kind of the way it worked out. But if you can get like a snack, like a breakfast, our roommates had Belvita, like perfect breakfast option. We should have done that. Drink water, right? Important. Um, yeah, it was hard to like save the food too. We were like, because we had to go back to the conference. Um, and we were like in a food coma afterwards. We really had to sleep. So then we went back to conference stuff. Yeah. So, oh, take notes. Sorry, I kind of had a sneeze that I did. Take notes on who you talked to, what they said, and like right after. So that's why I have the notepad. It's not just notes from workshops or from like sit down listening thing, but take notes on every time you encounter with someone of interest. So um when I went to go speak to someone at the booth, I would like take a few steps away, write my notes about that person, like even if you're moving from one person to another one in a booth, like write notes about every single person and what you spoke about, because when you're writing thank yous, they really help you uh like put into words what you're going to say to them and why you're thanking them, which is appropriate. Like you really should thank them, but it helps you to remember what they said or what you spoke about, and it helps them too. So they go through a lot of people, right? Um, yeah, so take notes, and then at night every day I would take notes on so those are my like written notes, and then every night I put them on a Word document, and it's just more easily accessible. I can read it better. Um, yeah, and I'm not gonna lose it, I hope. So yeah, take notes, and I did that for like we had Friday hospitality suite, like Thursday hospitality suite, Friday hospitality suite, Friday career fair, Saturday career fair. So all those have like different headings or whatever, and then who I talked to, their contact info with them, what we said, and oh, next steps for that person. So how are we going to connect on LinkedIn? Send an email, send them this follow up, apply, like tell them when I applied. So I have all these next steps for each person. It's really, I'm going to make a document now. I know this is like excessive, but I'm going to make a document of all my contacts for which company and what positions they relate to, so that when I apply to those positions, I can reach back out to them, which they said to do, but I really have to remember and like straighten out who's who. Um, yeah. So, yeah, that's it on the notes. The follow-ups. So I'm a little iffy. I don't know if I could really speak to this in a professional sense. I'm a little iffy on when you're supposed to follow up. I think it depends if like on your connection. So if you connect really well, like there was one rep at the SWE conference that wanted to connect right at the booth, and like we connect like LinkedIn, like pulled out my phone, connected right there, accepted right there. That was awesome. Then there's some connection that you have their information, so it's more of a thank you email, and then you can LinkedIn when they reply or as you send it, I guess. I'm really not sure which way to do it. I'm kind of like case by case basis on what I'm doing. I ended up just kind of looking at all my stuff Sunday night, so I linked in a lot of people then, my like thank you message and connection invite at the same time. Like always add a note if you're if it's not someone who like knows you, like, you know, if it's not your friend, if it's not your professor that sees you every day, if it's not your boss that sees you every day, if it's someone you met like on a one time, you should probably add a note saying like, hey, it was nice meeting you here. I really enjoyed discussing this. Thank you for X. Send. Um, so, yep. So I did that Sunday night, and then I did some more Monday, and then I sent some thank you emails today. So I'm not really sure. As long as you're, I think, within the like 1 to 3 days after it happened, it's like a pretty good time frame. But I'm really not sure about that. Still trying to figure that out. It's hard. Um, yeah, so that's it for that part. Oh, just kind of networking in general. One, okay, it's important. Two, it's helpful. Three, like, it makes you feel good, right? Because you're meeting so many people and you're learning. Like for me, a lot of the stuff that's like helps me, I don't know, a lot of the stuff that I like is stuff that helps me, right? So every time I meet someone and I like learn about them, I'm learning about me because I know that like if I like I would think like, hey, if I'm in that situation, like I would think this, or like I can relate to that, or like this really resonates with me because and like all these thoughts flow through my head. So I really like and like talking to people. I talk all the time, which is why I'm making this vlog. So yeah, and sharing your experiences and sharing knowledge, you know, it's even like, and I really like this about everybody who went to the conference. Especially I made this one friend. Her name is Steph. She goes to University of San Antonio. I actually met her at the SWE conference at an info session of one of the companies, and um, so I saw her there. Didn't see it like it was a good like she sat right next to me at the I sat next to her, I guess. She was sitting first, and yeah, so one time encounter, I thought, and then we were like, oh, good luck, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then saw her at the ship conference at the workshop that we went to. So I was like, wow, hey. And then we reconnected, and then got her number. We spoke again at the career fair. And then any like info about, because we're both biomedical going for med device stuff. So any info, it was like, hey, like this place is invitation only, you should go talk to them. Or hey, like I heard that this place has good opportunities, you should go talk to them. So like we're really helping each other. And like same thing with Cass, right? So we're going for the same thing, and like we're actually looking at really like the same two positions. And like it's never a malicious thing. And like obviously because we're friends too, but you know, sometimes you want to keep information to yourself, and I don't find that with us. And it really could just be like a good friendship thing. But at the same, like, I'd like to think that in like a greater sense of the BME world, we're all like helping each other, especially because we're all in the same boat. And I get that everybody's competition, but like, I don't know. I really like that we're all helping each other. And like, if you have a little bit of information, you want to pass it along, and any kind of tips. So, also why I'm kind of doing this, even though I'm giving away all my good BME secrets. Uh, yep. Yes, back to the networking. Be nice to everyone. I mean, you should be nice to everyone anyways. Like, don't go, I don't know. I get it if you're having a bad day and you like, not that you want to be mean, but you just don't say anything. Like, okay, one golden rule is like the golden rule, right? If you have nothing to say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. 100%. Um, and if you're having a bad day, like, you know, keep to yourself. I guess there's no reason to lash out at someone for something that's not their fault, or for something that's happening to you, or for any reason at all. Like, you shouldn't lash out at anyone. Um, you could discuss things. Okay, different thing. So that's like totally different. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so be nice. Be nice. Like, be nice, but be extra nice. Because you're being watched now. From, like, at any point. I mean, you're really networking at any time. Like, I could, like, my roommates, right? Maybe, like, one day I'm gonna work at the same company as them. So, I'm gonna want the recommendation. And they know from living with me that I'm an awesome human being. So, I don't know. You just never know how things are gonna work out. But like especially as like you know all these people are traveling to the conference, like everyone on the plane, is like anybody could be a recruiter, anyone you're sitting next to, and also use that opportunity to talk to them, find out if they're going, what they're doing, and just in general, like I kind of like talking to people on the planes because I mean, what do you have to lose? So, yeah, so talk to everyone, be nice. I don't know, just don't be rude. That's really it. And then at the conference, if if you don't, I don't know, just don't sit there and be quiet unless you're like studying. Like I get that we're doing research right on the companies too, and it's a stressful time. You're trying to decompress and all those things, but like use every opportunity to speak to people. I've connected with a lot of other, BMEs or MECs that are kind of in the same field, and again back to like helping each other out. Like we gave each other good advice, like, hey, this place isn't hiring for full time right now, so like maybe you want to put your focus somewhere else. um, hey, this workshop looks really cool, you should join me. Things like that. So, and you do learn a lot uh, from people in general, but also people in those situations and people who relate to you. And then you meet more, I don't know, you just meet a lot of cool people. Um, so yeah, networking important. I honestly could go on about networking, and it's not like, I don't know, some people give like networking. I'm gonna look up the definition of networking actually because it sounds like a professional word, and it sounds like you're doing networking, like you sounds like you're working to do this. Okay. To connect as or operate with a network. Interact with other people to exchange information and develop contacts, especially to further one's career. Okay, actually that's pretty accurate, but like it doesn't have to be um it doesn't have to be in a professional sense, I guess. Like it doesn't have to be what's the right word? I do this all the time. Synonym professional. Okay, I looked up synonym, not definition, but whatever. Expert, accomplished, skillful, master, fine, skilled, business-like. Okay, I can't find it, but it doesn't have to be. We can use business-like. All right, it doesn't have to be a business-like thing. It's a like worldly thing. It's a people thing. I don't know. We're all humans. Just use your ability to talk. Um. So yeah. So that's it about networking. Uh. I actually meant to start. Um. My Spotify. I say a lot. You're gonna notice it now, but I actually tried a lot to not say it as much during this vlog. Okay, I added a lot of great new songs to my Southern Life playlist. If anyone's interested, there were a lot of good songs that came on the country hits that I haven't heard yet. So, and I actually meant to play them during this vlog, but I failed. So I'm gonna play them for the ending. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I think that's it on the conference things. Those are some of the like major tips, some things that came up to my mind. Um, if anyone needs help, I'm forever in a mentor role. So if you want, I don't know, some example emails of what to send, some example messages for LinkedIn, if you just need some help wording things, I actually like wording and writing. Oh, so kind of side note, have I told you that during semester at C, I took this class writing for health, science, and environment, and we were allowed to write about really any topic. So I wrote about patents and how um, it's a protected sense of knowledge, but also could be more of a coveted thing. And so we should really make like our information more available to people, and sharing information being more collectivistic in at least the health part of it is better for the world, right? So that's what I wrote about. Um, and I do want to get it published. It's not, I know it sounds like a big deal. I really want to get my book it's not a book, it's an article. I really want to get this article published. But things like that I think are not easy, but they're like attainable goals. So I'm working on that. So I actually like that was my whole thing. I like writing. So, engineer aside, I do want to do that. And I do want to write a book. And it's not going to be like I don't know, for a long time I thought about memoir, but I don't know. I should have written more stuff about semester at sea to make it like a memoir, but I didn't do that. And I can't think back because it was really a whole nother life. A great life. A beautiful life. Amazing. Like, perfect life. But yeah, so I want to write a book, and I think it's actually going to be more like co-op, not co-op, but like Indiana based. I have a story. Like I actually have a story. I wrote like one day I was in Indiana and like my time to think and paint and draw and read, like all the time that I actually had time to do stuff. So I like walked around. I think I went for a run or something at Winona Lake, and I wanted to keep walking, or maybe I didn't want to. I think I didn't want to run that day, and I was like, I'll just walk and walk and walk for like a half hour plus. So I was walking around like phone in hand, had notes up, and I just thought about like I was looking at things and I thought about ideas and I kind of like formed it into a story. So I really wanted to start working on it this semester. Uh, so yeah, I need to do that. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so yeah, so if you need help with the writing anything, if you need some example things, if you need, I don't know, some advice on phone interviews, I love phone interviews. If you need advice on behavioral interviews, I'm really not an expert on them. I know some type questions and I have like a list of answers for those, but I haven't really been through a formal behavioral interview to give those kind of tips, and I haven't been through a technical interview. I do need to learn more about how to answer things for technical interviews because they'll probably come up for me. Yeah, so just if you need help in general, reach out to me. If you want some outfit advice for conferences or for biz cash things, let me know. I will help you because I don't want you to be that girl with tight blue leggings and hooker heels and a see-through shirt and no jacket. It's all for the best. So, yep. All right, so that's it for these conference tips, and now I'm gonna do the ending thing that actually I need to charge my laptop. This laptop is always dying. Notice it's like freezing, so I'm wearing a sweatshirt and like a hooded sweater and like sweatpants and other pants. I'm a psycho. I'm sick. Um, that I grew up in. I put these songs to show you, and then I accidentally pushed shuffle, so it didn't go to the next one. This one's a really good one. It's One Number Away by Luke Combs. Okay, so let's see. Some good things about my day today. Um, I woke up whenever I wanted. Like, I just laid in bed for, like, I think I woke up at 7:30, and I didn't get out of my bed until 10. I just laid around my phone and just kind of, like, back and forth, and I wasn't, like, super tired, surprisingly. Um, But yeah, just like sitting there and like being in this, I don't know if it's really like the twilight hour. I call it the twilight hour because like at least in college world, like nobody's really up unless you have classes at like 7 or 8, even 9. That's when you hit the single digits that people are up and like actually answering the group me and just like posting things and sending you emails. Like, and not even the office is coming until 9 for school. So for me, it's a twilight hour. So I'm sitting there in bed and it's nice and like nobody's really up. I love that part. And I love being awake for it, and I never am. So, being awake for that was really good for me today. I wanted to start meditating, which my little requested this app. I'll tell you what it is in a second. Headspace. So, she's been checking it out. Again, another little blip about mental health. Very important, especially when you're struggling at school. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna check that out. But I didn't get to start it today. I really wanted to, but I failed, and I want to do it in the morning, not at night. So Yeah, so I'm gonna keep trying that. Um, yes, that was a good thing today. What else was good? Um, I didn't leave my apartment, so it's like nothing really happened to me. But oh, I left for ShopRite shopping. Um, I don't really know that. Oh, I found a lot of that was a good thing. I found a lot of ShopRite has these like manager specials, and it's not stuff that's like about to go bad. It's like cans that are dented. They're still good. They just like fell or whatever. And like I don't know why the other stuff, maybe that's like closer to expiration. I check them. They're fine. But yeah, so a lot of those are like the cans of beans or whatever that are usually like $2 or like $1 something. They're like 40 cents. I love those. And it's not even like, I mean, one, because college people love cheap things, but also because you get to try like today. Actually, I'll do that in the next thing. But okay, yeah, cheap stuff. That's my second good thing. Um, what else? Oh, discovering that podcast I think was good for me and structure. Oh, and I think the best thing about today was um talking to my roommate Karen. So, like Karen, I think I mentioned before, like is in and out of the apartment because she like has a boyfriend who lives by himself or lives in his own room, so has his own room, whatever. So he comes here too. So yeah, they're back and forth. And so when I see her, we like quickly catch up on whatever's happening or like if something happens at the time. Like I think she always like is there when I like something just happened. And I'm like, oh my god, I just watched this person get robbed at ShopRite. Like stuff like that. So yeah, so today we were sitting there, uh we're like always like she's always doing work and I'm doing work over here. And I forget how wait, I'm losing my train of thought. Hold on. Oh, I was telling her about the positions because I've always been on the development route and I found this like clinical engineering stuff and I'm asking people about it and I like talked about it at the conference. So I was like, oh, like one of my biggest questions is really like trying to decide between going from clinical to, I want to do both eventually. Going from clinical to engine to development or development to clinical, like what order is best? Is there a best order? Does it matter? Is it going to be hard to switch? Like those are all really like my main questions when I talk to companies who like offer both. Um, so, and she gave me some advice and was like, hey, like if you I think it would be easier to do development later because it's more of a long-term thing and you could stay there for a long time and then make your way up that way. Whereas clinical, you might burn out easier. Clinical's like, think of like, I don't know, I think of it Grey's Anatomy wise, but like you're the person who does the technical stuff. Like you're still, think of the stuff, okay, development, right? You're like making the stuff from like coming up with the idea to actually developing it until like the testing phases and like the only part you don't do is physically making it. Like you have to come up with everything to make it, and then you test the part that's made, and you come up with everything wrong that happens to it, or could happen to it. But you don't do the physical making of manufacturing. So, so that's development. But if you take that part, like the thing that you made, you still have to know all the, for clinical, you still have to know all the things that go wrong, but then you're applying it to like patient interactions, and like actual surgical use. So you're there in the surgery room and you have to know everything that goes wrong because you are the go-to person if something does go wrong. It's not the surgeon because the surgeon's job is to do the surgery, but you're the person if anything goes wrong technically, like technical. Um, so yeah, so I don't know. So I think both are cool. So, but for clinical, you have to know pretty much everything about these patients that you're working with and the clinics that you're working with, and that's a lot. Because if you, like, I'm imagining like Grey's Anatomy, like residents learning about their patients, and you have to know every medication, like blood thinner, like thing that could contribute to something that would go wrong. And then all like for the patient, but also for the product of what you're doing. and you have to know everything that could go wrong with that, and then how to fix it. Like, it's not just like, all right, you're gonna identify the problem, like, oh, you're SOL. Like, no, you have to know how to fix it in a pressured, like, environment. I don't know. I think it's really cool, but also it requires a lot of like fast paced, a lot of thinking, or like not. I mean, development is thinking too. A lot of um, memorization, uh, and a lot of adaptability to schedule. And I think that's the biggest thing, especially when Karen said the burnout thing. Like, that's true. It could happen. I mean, I want to devote some years to that. I do. And then I guess move into, so that's my plan now, right? Clinical, then development. That's in my head. So she helped me straighten that out because I was really struggling with myself for a long time. Yeah. So that was a great thing. And then the other great thing that Karen helps me with, Karen inspired me today. She was like, "Oh, like I was looking at my schedule and it's kind of free. I think I'm gonna go for an event planning uh internship for the spring." I was like, "What?" And then I thought back, like DB Danielle from my semester at C, my best friend, who never answers my text messages, pissed. Um, she wanted to go for this. I don't can't remember if it was. I don't remember what it was. I think it might have been like Make a Wish Foundation event planning or something. It's probably bad if I got that wrong, but something like that. A not profit organization that she really wanted to help. She felt really strongly about and would love to event plan for. And so when I saw, like, she lives in Chicago, so she was going for that one. But then when I was looking at it, I saw a New York office, and then I was like, oh wow, like I could really do this. I love event planning. I mean, maybe in my later life, I'm planning for a really long life. I hope to do all these things. Um, I want to do a wedding planning, and I know it's like high stress, and I know, but like all those details, like I love that. And I know somebody else brought this up in my birthday thing, which was a total fail. Um, that like I'm super indecisive. I'm indecisive about like what to eat or what time to do things. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm gonna improve on, which I started when I came back because I think Cass called me out on it because I was on the flight, not on the flight. We were waiting for the second our transfer flight on the way back. So we were in St. Louis going to Newark. So it was Kansas City to St. Louis. St. Louis, we were there for like 45 minutes waiting for a plane change. Not that bad. And then going to Newark. And so, I wanted to, I wanted to go to the bathroom, but it was like right before we were about to get ticketed, uh, to get on the plane or to get our tickets. And there was a really long line. Like, I like was thinking about it for a long time, and then eventually I wanted to go, but it was like right before the time we were supposed to get our tickets. And so whatever, she's like, so like I went, whatever, normal thing. But then this other time, so we're sitting there waiting for the plane change, and I was like, oh, I'm hungry. And I said that as soon as we sat down, but I like was on my phone. I didn't think about it. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should go. Should I get food? Nah, maybe I would. Maybe will I get hungry? Like, when's the next time I'll eat? Like, maybe I should get hungry. I don't want to be hangry. Like, maybe I'll just fall asleep on the plane. Is it even worth it? Should I, like, how much is it gonna be? Because airplane food is expensive. Um, so I'm like thinking about it, I'm like still like deciding. And then finally, I think it was like 10 minutes before we're starting to board, and there was a food place like a few gates back, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go get food. And she's like, you just like living on the edge, don't you? Or like, why? I forget what she said something like that. Like, don't, like, why do you, I don't know, something about living on the edge, or like, I don't know. But it really like spoke to me because I was like, damn, I really like I don't know why I do this. Like I'm not planning this. I just thought about it for so long and then half hour passed and I'm like, I have to go do this. So yeah, so then when I got back I was like I'm sitting here like doing the same thing, texting Cass, and I was like, should I go to the gym? I was like, will I make it to kickboxing? And I was like, and then I was like sitting there thinking about it, and then I got lazy and I was like, then I have to change, my hair's gonna be wet, I have to do this tomorrow, I don't wanna be sweaty, blah blah blah, like all this stuff. And then I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So then I just got up. So I'm trying to be better at that. I did a little bit, like, I think this whole vlog thing is a testament to that, because um, it was a lot of, this is actually a really long video. I feel like no one's gonna watch it now, because it's like almost an hour long. Oh well. Um, so yeah, so doing this was a testament to that, because I was like, oh, like I've always wanted to do a blog, decided about it for a long time, and then I just did it that day. So yeah. Okay, so done with all the great stuff that happened. Wait, was that it? I think the other part was Karen. Oh, so I want to do an internship, like event planning for the summer. I'm probably gonna have a light load too. So yeah, I'm gonna look into those. And then also get back on my research. I have like a research project that I have to pick up better hours on, or at least make more defined hours on. Yeah, so that's that for that. That's it for that. In terms of new things today, I'm really excited. I wasn't like, I mean, I'm not like, it's pretty cool. It's not a big deal actually. When I went food shopping, little things excite me. When I went food shopping, I bought, like, in that reduced price section thing. Like, I always get things because they're things that I wouldn't normally buy. I mean, like beans, sure, whatever. But like, they had oh crap, what was it? Uh, two things. Oh, actually, this one I think was just me like running into this, but they had these Indian potatoes, like instant heat Indian potatoes. And if you spoke to me a year ago, like I never tried Karma Cafe here in Hoboken, which is like everybody's favorite. And then when I did try it, it was like, alright, whatever. And then now, like, I like it as a good lunch option. So I was like, oh, like, let me make these potatoes, right? Because they're instant. They're like $2. So I was like, okay. So I got really excited about that. That was a new, and then I made it today. That was good. And then I'm also really excited about, I bought, it's a canned, it's called Hearts of Palm. So I Googled it, and it's like, think like, heart of artichoke, right? Like the main piece of the artichoke, but it's of a palm tree. This is imported from Ecuador. So shout out to Ecuador. Um, yeah, so I'm excited to try it. I'm not really sure what to cook it in, but I'll find a recipe. So I'm excited to not be sick anymore. Oh, and I'm excited about tomorrow. I should go to sleep because I need to look pretty for this tomorrow. Wait. I'm going to speak at this Global Ambassador panel. So for the Study Abroad office. Um, yeah. If anybody wants to come, you probably won't watch this in time, but it's 1 to 3 tomorrow. I actually don't know where it is. Yeah, I'm going to be speaking about Semester at Sea. So I'm excited. It's always good stuff. I should probably wear something to like rep some of. I'll wear a hat or something, I think. Um, yeah, so that's it for this one. Almost reached an hour. Congrats if you made it this long. I don't know if people actually watch this, or like, I don't know, sometimes I listen to things and don't watch, just kind of hear voices. So, yeah. So, thanks for listening. Hopefully, I won't sound this sick next time. I'm so congested. All right. Okay. Good night. Bye.